Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders, great millstone, who continue through the Holy Spirit to give us this truth. All right, this is Naaman with the DC camp, and lo and behold, I came across this. And of course, this has been going on for a few days now, but this is from Gravitas. And it says Trudeau flees as protesting truckers besiege Ottawa. Now, we don't know if this is set up because you got to ask yourself, what need does he really need to flee? All right. Hell, he got all, he's command of the military forces, whatever have you. And then I started to think, well, it may not be that easy because as you're going to see in this clip and a couple of others I'm going to show, this shit is falling apart now. The elites seem to think that they have a controlled demolition here, as far as controlling this chaos. All right, get rid of this. All right, and at some point they're going to lose control. That's let's be clear about that. But let's go ahead and play this clip. Where is Carmen Sandiego?
It's a genuine query of ordinary Canadians. Where is their Prime Minister? Unfortunately, nobody knows. Trudeau says he has contracted the Wuhan virus, but no one knows where he's isolating. Normally, he would be in his Ottawa office on Mondays. Today he wasn't. He and his family were moved to an undisclosed location. In other words, he fled.
Yep.
You know why? Because the white knight of democracy could not handle a protest. Let me show you what's happening in Ottawa. The streets have been taken over by protesters. We're talking about thousands of them, mostly truckers. They're calling it the Freedom Convoy. Some of them are carrying banners denouncing Trudeau. Some of them drove in on their massive trucks. Some of them are not even truckers. They're ordinary residents of Ottawa, but all of them are protesting the same thing, vaccine mandates. You see, Canada has imposed a new rule for entering the US. To cross the border, you must be vaccinated. No jab, no travel. But Canadian truckers are not impressed. Some of them are anti-vax. They do not want to get the vaccine. So what did they do? Well, they're truckers. They did what they do best. They hit the roads. Some of them have blocked the major highways linking to the US. Others drove into Ottawa to clog the capital. Now, let me make one thing clear. We do not endorse this protest. We do not approve of this cause. Vaccines are your best bet against the Wuhan virus. By not getting jabbed, these truckers are putting themselves in danger. Having said
Bullshit.
what is Justin Trudeau up to?
Medical misinformation.
His job is to create consensus. If truckers are resisting him, he must reach out to them. Instead, Trudeau fled. Is he in a war bunker? Is he getting a haircut? Is he rethinking the vaccine mandate? Nobody knows. What do you think Trudeau should have done instead? Well, why don't we ask the man himself? Meet Justin Trudeau from December 2020. Around the time when farmers were protesting in India, that Trudeau was full of ideas, how to reach out, how to handle the protests, how to broker peace. He was passionate and proactive in offering advice. Let me quote what he said about...
This is what he said to Elam.
The situation, he said, is concerning. We are all very worried about family and friends. Let me remind you, Canada will always be there to defend the rights of peaceful protesters. We believe in the process of dialogue. We've reached out through multiple means to the Indian authorities to highlight our concerns. If only we could get this message to Trudeau's secret cubbyhole. I'm not saying the situation in Ottawa is not challenging. The protests are certainly daunting.
Hypocrite.
There hasn't been violence. So far, the protests have been peaceful. So why hasn't Prime Minister Trudeau reached out to the protesters? Where is the process of dialogue?
Exactly. Oh, it was fine when it was concerning somebody else. Hey, we're with you 100%. We believe in democracy and all this shit, and but when it's at your doorstep, now you're on the run. Fucking hypocrites. Let's watch this one.
You guys did an amazing job last night, and you showed some real good compassion for these guys that are here. Understand, we are exercising our right to a peaceful protest, and we are peaceful. Mr. Fancy Socks, you just went ahead and tried to say that we're some fringe minority group. You're so wrong. This is an absolute nationwide movement and global. So don't for 1 second think that you can treat us like we're some small little minority group. You also said you were out there to support protesters. You were out there to support BLM and movements that were riots, that were aggravated assaults, that were attacks on elderly people.
Now let's get something straight here. All right. This is why the apostles on down have stressed not to get involved with bullshit like this, these marches. And we all know what BLM and all that's about. But you got to understand also that things were exaggerated because people had an agenda. There were incidents where people were caught setting things up, setting things in motion, paying people, and yet things did not get out of hand as some people might have hoped for. The staging of pallets of bricks, etc. All right, you had instigators, all right, some of which were found out to be policemen. So you gotta take what he's saying here with a grain of salt, because we all know better. All right, that was something that didn't quite rise to the level that they were hoping, and the ones I'm talking about are, hey, Esau, the ones, the elites. You know, they wanted possibly for this to kick off and establish martial law. It didn't happen, but you're still going to get that. The press keep edging that on, trying to further that in the minds of people. Oh, BLM, BLM, BLM. And again, we're not with that, because we know what that's all about. That's George Soros and his minions. All right, and that actually is a front for the alphabet people. All right, and our dumbass people keep marching with them. And as I'm reading certain newspaper clips and everything about lately what's been happening, where you had death threats at historical black colleges, I think it was 12. You've got certain authors having their books taken off the shelves, along with, guess who? The alphabet people. See, they keep trying to merge the two. And it's like, what do we as a people have to do with a bunch of degenerates? And they keep trying to, and our people, stupid as they are, keep falling for the bullshit. All right? We should have nothing to do with that. We should condemn that any chance we get. All right? Because we're not with that. Hold on. Let me play the rest of this.
We're all paid by open societies by no other than Mr. Soros.
There you go.
This. You took a knee, but you won't stand with the hard-working people here in Canada. You won't stand with the blue-collar workers that keep this economy running. So you're going to tell me that you'd rather have a paid agitating group like Antifa and BLM that are only in there for a political campaign to support them. But when you see hard-working, everyday Canadian citizens who just want to go to work, who just want to make sure that their family's fed and make sure they have a roof over their head, and you're going to sit there and tell us you support this, or you don't support this.
Why? Because he's one of the elites. He's in on this. They're going to crash all the economies. They want everything to go digital. This is all about more control over you and I. All right. Of course, the main target being the Israelites, because we are the real threat to their new world order, and they know this. So now you got this situation where everything's geared toward submitting whoever they can to their agenda. See, ultimately, Revelation 13, 16, and 17 is about you choosing. Well, let's get that real quick. Let's see. This is Revelation. In fact, Salakia, I was doing something else. I keep forgetting to load this, Salakia. I didn't want this to go on too long, but let's go on to Revelation 13 and 16 real quick, because, you know, things are coming to a head, and sooner than you might think. This is Revelation 13 and 16, all right? And it says, and he caused pay particular attention to this word cause. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, now let's go into the interlinear here. And let's go and look at, all right, did I go? Let's see, free and bond. Chi, let's try, okay. Let's see. No, that's not it. That's funny. Here it is. I don't know how I missed it. This is going to be Strong's G 4160.
Strong's G 4160. Poieo.
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 To make. All right, let's skip on down. Let's see. To put one forth, that's H, to lead him out. To make one do something. All right. You could put another word there called compel, and let's see, click for synonyms. All right. To do, to practice, let's see, intended, earnest. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Hold on. We're going to have to go out of here and go to, let's see. Let's get another one here. Let's go cause. All right. Let's see, Miriam. Let's go Miriam real quick. This is a reason for an action or condition. So he's providing that reason. All right. Going to crash the economy. Paper money will be, paper and coin will no longer be viable. Let's see. Sufficient reason. There's something else I'm looking for. Let's see. To compel by command, authority, or force. All right. Synonyms. Let's go to. All right. Antecedent, causality, causation, occasion, reason. As a verb, beget, breed, bring, bring about, bring on. There's something I'm looking for here. Induce, invoke, make, prompt. Let's see. Nope, they don't have it on here. Let's go to dictionary.com if I can find it. As soon as this thing, for some reason, it's kind of slow today, so I can. Alrighty. All right, let's go free dictionary. All right. Cause is a noun. A, the producer of an effect, result, or consequence. All right. To be the cause of or reason for, result in. We already saw this one, to bring about or compel by authority or force. All right. Let's see. Let's see here. A person, thing, event, state, or action that produces an effect, grounds for action, motive, justification. He's providing all of this. All right. Remember, hunger is a great motivator. All right. Let's see. I think you get the point. I have to move on because of time's sake. To be the cause of, bring about. We already read that one. All right. There was one that got straight to the point. I can't remember what it was now. It's been a while since I looked it up. But anyway, let's go out of here and go back to the video.
You're absolutely, you're an idiot, okay? You're an idiot. The people that that you need to be behind and backing are these blue-collar workers, are these hardworking Canadians that put food on their table for their families, that provide for everybody, and their taxes are paid. So these people should get some recognition. But no,
See, and it's a beautiful thing also because people like this that have made this argument, especially when it comes to people like you and me, that we're lazy and all this shit. Now they're finding out that the elites didn't give a fuck about them either, you know? And it's like, okay, what you gonna do now? All these people, and you're gonna have some Jakes, simple ass Jakes that are gonna, you know, try to form a union with these jackoffs, but you know, fuck them, you know. You know, it's that expression, you know, the people that you kicked and stomped on and mistreated on your way up, guess what? Who you gonna see on the way down? And that drives fear into a lot of these Edomites' heart, all right? Because a lot of them sense that it's over, all right? Now we're in that stage now where you got 2nd Ezra 15th chapter where nobody's concerned with your political status or affiliation, your status as a whole, you know, whether you're law enforcement or whatever have you, all right? Because people are tired of the bullshit. They see through the lies now, even though it took them a couple of years, but hey, they know that this is bullshit, and they know that it's an excuse for something else, all right?
you want to say you're somewhere else because you don't want to support a fringe group. You're so ridiculously retarded. And for those people out there that are believing CNN and trying to get CNN or not CNN, CBC. Sorry guys, we're just doing some adjusting here. We're just getting a command center all set up. Hang on, you're taking the table. Hey, you're taking the table, bro. Okay. We got a lot of stuff going on right now. We got snowplows, we got movers, we got shakers, we got bakers, we've got everything and anything going on right now that could be happening.
Same thing as far as Canada, you know, recent years it's been found out that all these mass graves that were found were, hey, same thing that happened in, you know, the continental U.S. happened in Canada, you know, with the treatment of GAD, with boarding houses and things like that. So these people got a lot to pay for too. And, you know, that time has come about, you know, because, hey, Yahweh Shai is on the way. So it won't take long for all this kicking off, and whether it's a distraction or not, you got things that are going on with the Ukraine. This shit could literally, and I mean, what I mean by shit, I mean World War III is like, kick off at any moment, for real, all right? So all these things are coming together now. I mentioned 2nd Ezra 15th chapter. Let's go there real quick, because this is the time that we're in. As soon as it loads, this is 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. This is Ezra, when he was seeing this vision, he was like, woe to the world and them that dwell therein for what he saw. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Just think any instruments of war, in particular, what's the sword today? It's the gun, all right? It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Didn't they just say that at the top of that report? Or that Elamite, so he was talking about, hey, you know, they just, order just came down, so you can't go into the U.S. without proof that you got that shot, all right? Oh, man. So we're at that point right now. It says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And this is just the beginning of that fear. You're looking at grocery stores now where the shelves are, you know, they're having trouble restocking, keeping things in stock, I should say, because of the shortage. What's happening out there off the West Coast, and probably others that they're not mentioning, but the bulk of it seems to be in off the coast, you know, there at LA and stuff. All right, it says, A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. This is coming. And you already see this to some extent. Remember the scripture that says, love of many shall wax cold. All right. So, hey, that's happening now. Everybody's so on edge. The least little thing, all right, can set a motherfucker off. So this is what you got to be careful of too. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread. All right, and this is right at the doorstep. And for great tribulation. All right. So here this motherfucker is on the run, and this is like the majority of them. They have for the last few years been building their bunkers. You know, the DUMBs, the deep underground military bases, all that had been established. So these motherfuckers know exactly what's coming about because they planned this, all right? These prophets on the left-hand side, you know, they keep saying, well, we're going to have a pandemic in the next 4 months and it could be worse. And why? How do they know this? Because they're doing it, all right? And a lot of you idiots out there hadn't caught on to that because you always hear, well, it's a conspiracy theory when someone tries to tell you something. All right. Hey, so for time's sake with that, once again, this has been, you know, I'll just post the links to these. You got this, the Prime Minister of Canada on the one, oh, what I wanted to do, and this is one of the jack-offs that guess who was praising, all right? And let me get him real quick. Let's see. Oh, what did I do with it? It seems to have, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, here it is. Now, this guy here, the Dark Sith Lord, Klaus Schwab, was bragging about these two individuals. Let's hear it. Trudeau being one and Macron of France being the other.
I have to say, and I mention our names, Mrs. Merkel, even
Merkel's gone.
and so on, they all have been young global leaders of the world before.
Let me turn this up a little bit.
What we are very proud of now is the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina, and so on, that we penetrate the cabinets. So yesterday I was at a reception for Prime Minister Trudeau, and I know that half of this cabinet, or even more half of this cabinet, are actually young global leaders of the world.
That's true in Argentina too. Wow. Sorry. That's true in Argentina as well.
It's true in Argentina and it's true in France now. I mean, with the president, with a young global leader, but what is important for me?
So there you go. Sorry about being interrupted by the pillow guy. But yeah, so there you have it. These people are puppets, all right, for guys like Klaus Schwab there, all right, and his cohorts, all right. So here they are, these global elitists as such, all right. So hey, things are coming to a head, and hey, we're rejoicing because we want to get the fuck up out of here, all right. Hey, so with that, I hope whoever views this is edified, of course. Salutations to the Akim out there around the four corners that are pushing this truth in all honesty and sincerity. So with that, hey, shalom.